everybody. Welcome to Carter Field and Playground. How about a big round of applause for coming out today on such a hot day? We have an extraordinary list of guests here. We want to thank everybody from across our neighborhoods, Northeastern staff and faculty and students for being here as well. This is really a great day, a day to celebrate, something that's been in the works for a long, long time. My name is John Tobin, Vice President of City and Community Affairs here at Northeastern University, and this has been a project that my department, so many departments across the university, along with our extraordinary partners in the City of Boston, have been working on for some time. And a lot of this happens with so many different hands and voices over the past several years under the extraordinary leadership of Mayor Walsh, who we'll hear from in a little bit, and of course our President, President Aoun. But the person, working on it day and night and leading his staff, someone who's had a long history in city government, and has been at the head of the Parks Department for 3 years. He's really the steward, along with his extraordinary staff, of all the Boston Common, the Public Garden, but parks and playgrounds all across the city, just like Carter Playground. And these types of things do not happen without the diligence and hard work and patience of so many people. And that includes our Parks Commissioner, Chris Cook. So I'd like to introduce Chris Cook to say a few words.
How about a round of applause for West Roxbury's finest, John Tobin. Thank you so much for being here today in this beautiful City of Boston public park, Carter Playground. This is named after a native veteran here, and Giselle Sterling is here, the Director of Veteran Services. So if we could just acknowledge her, thank you for everything that Giselle's doing. This park has deep meaning, and we're really, really looking forward to the opening sometime early next year. But this was a long road, and and as with all partnerships, it's a lot of work. And so Northeastern has worked very, very hard to make sure that this is a meaningful design, and a meaningful design for the surrounding community. Some of the elements that we're most excited about is the relocation of the tot lot to the front of the park so that more community members will have unfettered access to the tot lot. And certainly the expansion of the recreational facilities is certainly to become the home for not only our Mayor's Cup, our signature recreational events that we have in the city, but most importantly for the South End Lower Roxbury community. South End Soccer, South End Baseball, South End Pop Warner. We want them to have a world-class facility, and this partnership with Northeastern is making that possible. A few quick thank yous to some of the staff in our division. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the maintenance workers at Boston Parks and Recreation. This is the best day they've had because Northeastern will be taking care of this field from now on. So they're very excited. But a round of applause for Lincoln Phillips and the superintendent who have worked so hard at Carter for so many years. Certainly our Director of Permitting, Paul McCaffrey, our Director of External Affairs, Ryan Woods. We also have our Recreation Director, Mike Devlin here, all of whom are just licking their chops to get to program this amazing facility when it's done. Also we have to thank our Chief Landscape Architect, Liza Meyer, and Rob Rutenberger, our Chief Engineer, for reviewing the plans. But again, back to the partnership. There's opportunities that come with commitments. There's different ways to achieve success, and you can just fulfill your commitment, or you can look at it as a partnership and really excel beyond those commitments. I think what Northeastern is going to build here today in partnership with the City of Boston is an example of how you can excel beyond your commitments to have a true partnership and something that really resonates with the community. We couldn't be more grateful for this partnership, and I also want to thank all the community members who took part in the design process throughout the process. But also, partnerships don't happen without extraordinary leadership in the city. And at Boston Parks, we've been blessed to have an amazing partner in Mayor Walsh. For the past 3 years, Mayor Walsh has increased, thank you. It's all right to give him a round of applause. For the past 3 years, Mayor Walsh has increased the budget for Boston Parks every single year. And we're tremendously grateful at the Parks Department. But what he focused on most is not just the capital investments, because a park is not good unless it's filled with people, but it's also funding the recreational opportunities to make sure that city kids have free events all summer long and to keep them safe. That's what this park is going to do. This park is going to play a vital role in the activation of this neighborhood so that our kids are safe and are learning in a great environment. Ladies and gentlemen, a great leader for Boston Parks, the Mayor of Boston, Martin J. Walsh.
Thank you, Commissioner, and I want to thank Commissioner Cook. He has taken our parks to a whole new level, and Boston Parks Department has always been a great department, but we're making the investments, we're programming the fields, we're doing some great things, and the staff of the Parks Department, thank you for all your great work as well, because without a great leader is important, but having great people working with that great leader is also as important. So to the Parks Department, thank you very much for your great work. I want to thank President Ayoun and everyone at Northeastern for your great work. I also want to thank John Tobin and Ralph Martin for your friendship and support in this process. It's been a long process, but it's been a worthwhile process. And when this park is done, you can see the pictures on the board. You know, it's incredible opportunities where our kids will get an opportunity to play on fields that they have in the suburbs. And we say that a lot because it's important that our kids get a chance to play on first-rate fields. So I want to thank you. I also want to thank State Representative Jeffrey Sanchez was here. He had a hearing at the State House. I want to thank Representative Sanchez, who is a big part of this as well and a big supporter. And John Linacek from Congressman Capuano's office, thank you as well for being here as well. Congressman Capuano, another supporter, working on what's going on. And to all of the people here, all the students, the young people that are here, thank you for being here today. We're excited about that, and we're excited that the people from the community, this really was you that helped navigate this and drive this. So thank you, community, because as development was happening, as expansion was going on in Northeastern, you were the ones that said, okay, we want some investments in our neighborhoods, and this is an incredible investment. So the community here, thank you very much for your great work as well. You know, as Chris talked about transformation, and we're joined by State Representative Byron Rushing as well. Thank you, Representative. We talk about transformation, and Carter Playground certainly is a transformative opportunity for the neighborhood. There's going to be a $26 million investment by Northeastern in this playground. This space is already a hub of youth activity from the South End and Roxbury neighborhoods. And it's going to even get better now when it gets complete. Chris Cook talked a little bit about this space and who it was named after. It was named after Sergeant William E. Carter, a Spanish-American War veteran and a World War I veteran. This is the first park to be named after an African-American person, a soldier, I should say, excuse me. Sergeant Carter helped lay the foundation for a brighter future for our young people. So we were honored to honor his legacy when this park was originally named, but we're even more honored today when we build a state-of-the-art complex on this beautiful site here. It will benefit, as was said earlier, it's going to benefit some of the Northeastern students, which it should. It's also going to benefit our kids, which it should, residents. And when I think of Northeastern students, I don't think of Northeastern students, I think of them all as our kids, because we are one city. And it's important to understand that this park truly is a park that will be used by all residents of the city of Boston. It's going to be more than a sports program place. It's going to be renovated playgrounds, a new water feature, something that we could probably use today, improved walking paths, fully accessible so that all of our kids can use them, so no one feels that they're coming into a playground that they can't get into. The landscape, thank you guys from the Carter School, my friends over there. Landscaping, as you can see, and much more. It's also going to accommodate people of all ages, because a park isn't just for kids. A park is for seniors. A park is for everybody. It's the one piece that I always say that can be used by everyone in the city of Boston is oftentimes some of our seniors will just want to come and hang out under a tree, sit and talk about the old days. So this park is going to be, you can do it now, but it's really going to be able to do it in the future. The new playground, as I said, will be inclusive, state-of-the-art, open space for our city. Here in Boston, we're certainly committed to growing and supporting our parks and open space. 97% of the people that live in the city of Boston live within a 10-minute walk of a park. Our Parks First initiative is going to make sure that all of our parks are accessible, safe, and enjoyable for everyone. And we're going to get that 97 to 100%. We want to be able to make sure that everyone has an opportunity. We understand that thriving open spaces are key to healthy success and healthy and successful cities. Again, I want to thank Northeastern for an incredible investment. I want to thank you for your vision of the Carter Playground. I look forward to seeing this space continue to use for being used for future, for longer to come. What am I trying to say? I don't know, the heat's getting to me. In the future. But again, I want to thank you all, and in particular, as I said in the beginning, I want to thank the community here, because it really was driven by the community, and the students from the Timothy School, too. I meant to give the Timothy School a shout out. How's Timothy School doing? And thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Walsh. The city is almost 400 years old, and it's a city of so many firsts. And in just 3 years, Mayor Walsh has been the mayor of so many new firsts for the city of Boston. And Carter Playground in this field is somewhat of an unprecedented deal, not just here in Boston, but around the rest of the country. A big round of applause once again for Mayor Walsh for his leadership. So the mayor mentioned our friends and neighbors at the Timothy School and over at the Carter School right behind us. It is my pleasure to introduce another student, Jody Ng. Jody graduated this spring from Northeastern University, where she majored in journalism and criminal justice. She was a club sports athlete throughout her entire career here at Northeastern University and used Carter Field all the time. She was on the executive board of our club sports team, and she gained significant leadership experience through this program. She currently has a job lined up in public relations. Jody is originally from Toronto, Canada, which we love, but she loves Boston even more. A big round of applause for Jody Ng.
Hi, everyone. So like you said, my name is Jody, and I am originally from Toronto. I lived abroad for 6 years in China before I came here to Boston. Definitely a city that I've now considered to be home, and probably a city that I prefer over Canada, to be honest with you guys. So 5 years ago, I accepted my offer from Northeastern University, and I immediately started exploring what it meant to be a Husky. I was really eager to find out what it meant to be part of Northeastern community, what my new life in Boston would look like, and I really hoped Google would help me fit the pieces together. As I was looking around, I quickly realized it was difficult to envision what my next chapter would look like, because Northeastern is definitely an institution that has so many opportunities that allows its own students to carve its own stories, each of which that has a unique beginning, middle, and end. So for me, my story began with club sports, actually not in college, but in high school English, where I discovered all the different club teams that the school had to offer. I immediately turned to my best friend, Natasha, telling her that this is exactly what I wanted to join when my college career begins. Tasha very excitedly and very supportively sort of joked and said that I could become president of a team in a few years. And I laughed it off because at the time that just sounded so far-fetched and so ludicrous. I mean, at that time I was thinking, what business did I have running and leading a sports team? So coming in, I remembered how intimidated I felt as a freshman. It was really scary for me because everyone on the team was a senior and I was just this new freshman coming in. But to my surprise, Tasha was ultimately right. By my third year, I was asked to join the executive board fulfilling the treasurer role, and by the following year, I took over as president. What I only ever imagined to be a social outlet to meet people with similar interests eventually evolved to be an invaluable leadership opportunity. I never really saw myself as a leader type, to be honest. I always considered myself as a shy, timid girl, and being a member of club sports has really and truly changed that for me. The girl who sat in high school English could have never foreseen how influential club sports would have been on my story, and that's something that's truly mean a lot to me and a lot of other athletes on campus. But Carter Field, in my opinion, is really no exception to that, and it'll only build on that leadership opportunities and the community feeling that Northeastern and the city is so committed to fostering. This partnership between Northeastern and Boston really bridges two communities together that is collectively reminding its citizens, its residents, its athletes that this institution and our city cares about us. It's really an investment in us, and I can say that on behalf of all club athletes, I think there is an immense feeling of gratitude. I feel really fortunate that club sports helped write out my story and that my book ended this year when I graduated. But what's really exciting is that Carter Field will be transformative for many stories in the future. It is a project that, like I said, is an investment in us, and in return, it will make for an exciting chapter in all our future endeavors. What's even more exciting is that Carter is a new book that will get to be added to Boston's bookshelf, and that will say that is rich in personality, color, and diversity. So today, we're here to celebrate the beginning of Carter Field's story, and it's really exciting that we all got to be here to help write its first page. So thank you for letting me speak before all of you today. If you liked what I had to say, once again, my name is Jody. If you didn't, my name's Lydia. But on that note, I'm excited to welcome Ty Harding, a 7th grader from Mattapan, to the stage. Thank you.
Hi, how is everyone today? Good. Like you said, my name's Ty Harding. I'm from the Mattapan, Boston area. And before I get started, I want to thank Northeastern for giving the community a beautiful field to play on. I also play baseball in the South End, so I want to thank Northeastern for sponsoring the South End 11-year-old All-Star team. Hopefully South End or Northeastern will keep the good alliance so that we can still play here during the spring. So it means a lot to have a public field to allow kids to play on this beautiful turf rather than dirty grass. There are very limited areas that have turf around this community, so it's good for kids to play here more. Also, baseball games will not be called off due to rain showers. It is good to have turf rather than grass, so you don't have to worry about mowing it and cutting it off, so we can play here year-round. So, like I said, I want to thank you guys for having me today, especially Northeastern. I would now like to introduce Mr. President Ayun.
Good morning. I asked Ty this morning, what does he want to do when he grows up? What do you want to do?
I'd rather be a president than mayor.
So you see, now as long as you become president of the United States, it's fine, because my job is secure. Okay? Yeah. Good luck to you. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You see the hat. I asked the mayor whether he needs a hat. He said, no, I'm not bald like you. Mayor, thank you. Thank you very much. In some ways, Byron Rushing here is responsible of something that he doesn't even fathom. 10.5 years ago, when I came back to Boston, I had a meeting with Byron and the community. And he said, you know, Northeastern has been trying to get away from its roots and is focusing on Huntington. Do you remember that? And you want the Huntington zip code. So a week later, I moved my office to Columbus, here behind you. And since then, it has been a cascading effect. You know, we have the crossing, working with the community, and you see what's happening today. But as the commissioner said, this didn't happen by itself. We needed a champion, and Mayor Walsh was our champion. He made it happen. Without him, we won't be here. The community wanted it, we wanted it, but you made it happen, Mayor. Thank you. Thank you very much. We have a responsibility here at Northeastern. The commissioner said, you're going to mow the lawn, but we're going to do more than mowing the lawn, Commissioner. We are going to create a path for the students, for the young minds, and from both schools and from all the communities to look at opportunities, educational opportunities. So this playground is an access playground in order for the community to see that education is a ticket for life. And that's why we're here. So thank you for making this happen. We are very grateful for the members of the community. For you have shepherded that, you have helped with the design, you have helped with the concept. And also, the mayor said that we are one Boston. It means that constantly Boston is bringing young people and keeping them here. Jody is an example. I myself is an example. I came back, and after 10.5 years here, I understand the power of the community more than ever. There is over a year ago, we lost a member of our community. Victoria McGrath. And Victoria used to be very dedicated to the young minds. She worked with them in the various playgrounds in the city. She made them believe in themselves and believe in the future. Jill and Jim are here today. I'm going to ask them to come next to me. Her parents, please come next to me. You see, they have hats, but they have hair too, Mayor. Jill and Jim have been really working hard to make sure that everyone recognizes the work that Victoria and her friends and her community do and did with the young people. And they have been working tirelessly, not in Connecticut where they live, but in Boston. They work closely with the mayor, they work closely with the city, they work closely with various organizations, and the mayor dedicated a Victoria McGrath playground at the Boys and Girls Club, and we were there the other day. And today, because of the mayor's support, I am happy to announce that the playground here, over there, will be also named the Victoria McGrath Playground. So Mayor, thank you very much for your support for agreeing to do it. Now, I told you I'll put you on the spot. So who wants to speak? And you have only 2 seconds and a half. No, come on. Come.
Thank you, Dr. Arnoon and Mayor Walsh and the entire community here. As Dr. Arnoon mentioned, we live in Connecticut, but our hearts are in Boston. And Victoria will be playing with the children on this playground, and I know that right now she's smiling. She's probably giggling a little bit, and is just as thrilled as we are to be a part of this. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So you see, this is an enormous responsibility for us. And this is part of our community involvement and our community engagement. But frankly, at the same time, this is a great service to our students and to our faculty and to our staff, because their engagement with the community is helping us understand not only the needs of the community, but the depth of this community. So we are here for at least 30 years. The commissioner said that this agreement is going to be for 30 years. What's going to happen after 30 years? Another agreement, hopefully with a I will still be president, and you'll still be commissioner, and the mayor is going to sign the agreement. So thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well done. Very good.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Mr. and Mrs. McGrath. That concludes our ceremony. I would ask the platform party to come up for the ceremonial groundbreaking. And I'm happy to announce the ice cream truck is open. Thank you very much for coming, everybody.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah.